Hey folks, my name is Pravus and welcome to more After Ink Revival with our Mega Brutal Guide series. We're moving on to the second mission of the second campaign, and it is called Concrete Bones. It's amazing how quickly nature reclaimed the old world. Everything is green and lush. Survivors feel like they have discovered paradise. Oh, you sweet summer children, you know not of what you speak. So this mission is actually surprisingly tough, mainly because it does have a lot of combat and exploration, but the result is you are up against the clock. Impatience really can mess you up on this particular run. Hopefully we can move pretty fast. As far as our leaders, I think we'll go for the soldier. Since we have a lot of combat, this could be good. Needing a barracks is going to be very unpleasant for my services, but maybe we can make it work. And as far as population traits, I would say 8 times out of 10, the best trait that you can pick is whichever one is going to give you the most starting stamina. So a building discount of 6 here is 6 stamina. That's pretty good. Prepared is 1 fighter, which is worth 3. The storage size is nice, don't get me wrong, but it's not worth nearly as much as just having this building discount. Hardworking is a scavenge discount of 3 and 4 straight stamina, so this is worth 7. So for the sake of just kind of proving my point, I'm going to go for hardworking. Play this on Mega Brutal, Oakway, and let's begin. Now, as usual, let me show you what the map is going to look like. We have a decent amount of food all around our north and our east. We have a couple of forests within reach as well, all of which are just insulated enough away from the infestations. I should be able to expand pretty comfortably. This would be a very easy map. Unfortunately, our objectives are going to put us at odds with the zombies very quickly, and there are a lot sort of spread out and hidden along this map. It's going to come back to bite us. So let's take a look at our objectives. We have to first explore 4 areas, then claim 5. So whatever we explore first, if we just claim those 4 regions plus the one we have for our initial home base, that's our 5. Then we want to maintain 6 food, reach population 4, claim 3 city areas. That is a special tile on the map, and I'll show you where those are. Then we need to clear out all infestations, and the wiki doesn't say this, but you also need to kill all zombies. Then stockpile 12 food and reach population level 8. Getting all the infestations out quickly, that is the hard part of this game. Once you do that, you have enough time to stockpile wood and get population. It's really not so bad. So let's go ahead and settle down over here. We're going to explore down to the south. Since I have some free scavenges, let's go for a scavenge of wood, scavenge of food, go for a couple of wells, then we'll go for a toilet, and then we'll go for a couple of tents. Just go ahead and get those queued up. Now, since we have so much starting stamina here, I don't mind going for a lot of exploration kind of early, so let's just go ahead and queue all of these up. These are the 4 regions I do recommend. You're going to get plenty of starting resources to work with. It's great. Claim this forest, then we're going to go for a lumber yard, and we're going to go for the firewood splitter. Now again, I will of course point out that since the traits are always different, you may not be able to do things exactly in the order that I am right now, but the general priority is really what you ought to be looking for. So now that we have all of that, that's looking solid. We can go ahead and queue up our makeshift fire pit since we will be getting population level 2 very, very soon. Claim these 2 regions along over here. If we need some food, we'll easily be able to start generating that. What I actually want to do is get some storage here probably, since I do think we're going to be getting capped out on food here pretty soon. We can throw some food away. Darn, I was hoping not to run into that so I could easily go for the next level of tech, but oh well. So there's my 5 regions. I haven't really expanded in many of them, but I'm having to move fast here. So now we need to get 6 food. Next priority then is going to be getting a hunting lodge and both of your vegetable farms. Now, since I got some storage, we can store up to 10. So I can have enough of a buffer that with all this food production, we should be able to get this 6 food no problem. The next thing you need to worry about is getting your tech and a fighter up and running. I think that I would say the food is the technology is the top priority, but since it's going to eat up my food and I'm trying to finish this objective, we'll hold off on this for a minute. Let's instead go ahead and pick up the fighter, and once I have finished maintaining 6 food, that's when I'm going to worry about it. Also, this extra, well, I would say the extra technology is necessary in order to get my makeshift kitchens, but yeah, we don't have technology. We're just going to have to wait on that for a second. So let's go ahead and get ourselves probably another, well, just one for now to tread water, since we should be getting the next technology here pretty soon. I want to get my morale up, but I want to wait for the next tech. I think that's going to end up being better for us. So let's just hold off for a second. Just hold off. Don't do anything else. We just need this 6 food. Once that's done, we're good to go. I'm going to move my fighter right along Probably over here on the off chance I get some good exploration discounts. We do need to explore this region for sure, and I'll go ahead and do that now because we get attacked pretty often. Now that that's done, I can go ahead and go for some technology, and we could go for another tent. Now, I want to get population 4 very quickly. However, I find that getting 4 population to survive through the winter is actually kind of tough. So it might be better to go for literally anything else to start off. Hold off on the population for just a brief moment. Our morale is already looking atrocious, and that's partly because of things like, you know, we had to build a barracks as the soldier, so it's kind of coming back to bite me. Let's go ahead and get some extra storage here for our stockpile. That should be fine. I just need to scavenge up a bit of wood so I can finish up some of these service buildings, and then we'll be fine. With the tech done, we can actually go for like the improved housing. We'll be able to get ourselves a kitchen, but I have no wood. That's the real thing that's killing me here. I desperately need to have enough wood. So, I would do another scavenge if I could, but I don't have enough authority to make that one work. Let's go ahead and get another lumberyard upgraded. I have found that the balance here can be very difficult, and between different characters like the soldier, we're going to burn through a lot of authority simply because my morale was difficult to keep on top of, unfortunately. Let's go ahead and move our soldier over here since it looks like we are going to get attacked, but we instantly kill it, which is exactly what we were hoping for. Transport troubles, I mean, oh God. All of these are terrible. I'm going to go for the improvise. Hopefully the breakthrough ends up being nice. Okay, we got basic resource production way up. That is actually phenomenal for us. Did not expect it, but I'm quite happy about that. We'll go for an upgrade to a well. I mean, if I have to rest, I can. The stamina paused is not a long-term penalty. But let's go ahead and scavenge some wood. So winter's about to hit us, and we're already kind of flailing for resources right now, which is not a good position to be in. Let's scavenge for some fuel. Let's go ahead and get ourselves an extra firewood splitter. I'm not feeling very worried about food. We should be able to sustain 3 population here pretty okay. We'll give up the fluids, and since we have enough water production, I think that's going to end up being fine. What are people upset about now? They want town squares and stuff. Of course they do. They always want to have something. They always got to have something. I'm going to go for another makeshift kitchen since that is the cheapest option just to keep me afloat. And we might need to do another scavenge. I say might. We definitely need to do another scavenge, so let's just go ahead and queue that one up now. That will maybe be enough to get me through the winter. It'll be kind of pushing it, but I really don't want to lose what remaining morale I have. Let's go and start exploring, by the way, in these directions, and now is a good time to go ahead and queue up the next population because we should get that pop around the time that we finish up with winter, and that's kind of when I'm already feeling the pressure. I want to explore off in this direction since there are 2 infestations, and also, I'm out of fuel, and also there are going to be a lot of city zones that we need. I might need to do another scavenge. Again, I say might. I definitely need to do another scavenge. Let's send some fuel over here. Oh, no, don't lose areas. All right, that might have been the end of the game right there. I'm going to go for the extra 4 stamina here. There's a chance of unrest. We'll see if we can recover, but losing our food generation kind of sucks. We're going to have a chance to get that back. Let's instead focus on exploring all of these regions along over here, maybe one more up over here. And then I need to go for another fighter, and I need to go for some more technology. Corpses! Yeah, that's a thing we have to worry about now, since technically speaking, some people kind of died once we lost the region. Frostbite sucks, it turns out. Frostbite is awful. Once this ticks down, we can spend a couple of stamina to regain it, so it's not going to be the end of the world. It's just awful. All right, we can go ahead and queue up a vegetable farm, since I know I'm going to want that as soon as the summer breaks back in, so there we go. We'll get some food generation. Move the fighter over here since I see they're about to attack. The population did hit right on time. So now we need to claim 3 city areas. So as far as city areas, there are 3 right here. And we already have to clear out infestations for a future goal. So these can make some sense. But what I actually do recommend is you pick up this one of these 2, probably this one, and then this over here. There's another city zone. There's also one right here, but I mean, like, this is never going to be a useful zone, so just don't worry about it. Pick up these 3, and that'll be the most efficient setup that I can possibly recommend for you. All right, let's take a look at our food here. I mean, more vegetable farms, maybe. We have enough production, but we'll go ahead and build this up a little bit higher. You do still have to worry about your basic, like, economy. You can't ignore that. Let's reclaim this region, so now at least we have the food going from there. Now our production's looking pretty solid. Okay, I want 1 storage for our well, and I want to have 1 storage for our wood. I know that sounds weird, but it does make sense. I promise it will work out. Let's go ahead and pick up another toilet. so we can get our morale back up there, keep that in the positive. And now we need to start thinking about how we're going to be fighting these zombies. So this is going to end up being the hard part. Lots of stamina needed very quickly. We can, well, I would go for the technology, but we're a little shy on food. For now, let's just go ahead and get the fighter. That's also completely viable. We could explore this for cheap, but there's nothing I need in this territory, so don't get fooled by that. We're not worried about it. Let's instead actually move the fighter over here. Maybe we can get a claim cost reduction or some exploration cost reduction on something over here. I do like exploring this region down in the corner, so we can try to approach the zombies from down here and not draw too many of them all at once. That seems to work out pretty nicely for me. Not always, but I definitely don't want to attack until we can get to technology level 3. And now that I have enough food production, I do feel like that's going to be possible for us. So we'll hold off on this fighter for a second. I can actually just go ahead and place him. Maybe he explores this region for a little bit cheaper or something. I don't know. There's the technology, so now we should be able to fight some stuff. Okay, let's see what else we can get as far as making people happy. They really want to have a town square, so we'll just go ahead and plan that out. Let's get some medium storage for some food to make sure we continue building up that amount. The cost did get reduced here. That is nice, because there's another forest here. I could use that to get a lot of wood and a lot of fuel. We can afford to give up some water in exchange for 9 food. That's a very good deal. We will explore down here, because if I can claim this, I should do so. But really what we need to do is figure out how we're going to attack these zombies. So if I claim this region, that would be one of my cities, but it will likely draw a lot of attention all at once. I'm going to instead try to circle down around over here, and then we're going to try to take this approach from the south. So let's move in right along like this. If we claim this region down in the corner, by the way, it's also worth some grain, so it's not a bad thing. It's just a question of, like, is it really going to be worth it for us? Morale is looking kind of tenuous, but we're kind of holding our ground. We're doing a flanking attack and instantly killing some zombies, which is very good. Then I want to cleanse these zombies just so we don't have to worry about them. Instant death, the soldier is great. This also cleared out the zombies that were here because they rushed towards the noise, which means now we can run in here and try to deal with this infestation. I do need to claim this region. That was one of the things we said we were going to do, so let's just go ahead and do it. That is one of the things where we could have skipped this forest zone, but honestly, you're going to need it for your economy anyway, so I don't think it's so bad. I am getting capped out on storage kind of across the board. Let's go ahead and fix that right before winter hits, and then we'll try to get our production up a little bit higher. I need to claim this zone like so, cleanse it, and we also need to start exploring down over here. Now, the problem with this is it's a little expensive to explore. There is an infestation. Let's just go ahead and figure this out, but I need to claim this region. The impatience is already kicked in, so we're starting to lose a little bit of ground here, and that's scary. That is scary. We have to claim this region. We'll go ahead and do that now. We might provoke these zombies here. The flanking attack is going to make it so that the zombies attacking from the fog here instantly die. So that's okay. I have to claim this or we're going to start losing way too much of our authority. Done. Okay. This is the hardest part. If you can get through this, we're okay. Now we just need to systematically exterminate every single zombie in the map and still survive through the winters and so on. And there are quite a few of them to worry about, I'm afraid to say. Let's just go ahead and move down here. I do think our soldier will be able to handle it. I think at this point, go ahead and pick up a 5th, maybe even a 6th population. It's not so bad. We're going to do a couple of scavenges and also a couple of charcoal pits since we do have the extra forest here. That's going to reduce my deficit rather dramatically. We're about to see a major drop in our morale, but fortunately, we just got barely enough of the, we got barely enough fuel right before that hit, so that's great. Right over here, we're going to go for a quick cleanse. That clears them out. Good. And the last pit, the last infestation pit is right up over here. If you explore up over in this direction and kind of hit from both sides, that's a fairly easy approach. But the thing is, this is also just clear out all zombies. It's not just infestations. There are zombies right here. There are zombies up here. Usually some here. They might have actually migrated more here as well. So you really need to be exploring all over the gosh dang place, which is kind of one of the big problems of this scenario. You think you're in good shape, and it turns out, no, you're not moving nearly fast enough. So yeah, let's see. Let's just go ahead and clear that out. Got that extra population. My morale is continuing to drop. Let's get the bathhouse. I think I've got enough wood production right now that we're okay, but it's only barely. Let's go ahead and get ourselves another lumberyard, just kind of speed things along here. I'm going to try to debunk this. 50% chance we get some stamina. Gosh dang it. Well, we lost authority, but we did gain the stamina, so it's actually not so bad. How are we doing as far as fuel? We've only got 3 left, and I don't have enough time. Let's go ahead and do another scavenge, another charcoal pit. Let's do 2 of those, actually. Just keeping that nice and high. Let's get ourselves another hunting lodge. We're going to be looking pretty good through a lot of these winters. I want to set it and forget it. Sure enough, by the way, there are some zombies. You can see them right over here in this corner. So we're going to have to explore so much territory. Now, if you're lucky, your fighters are going to help discover some stuff for you, but they always are going to prioritize healing before they start scouting areas out for you. So if you've been fighting a lot lately, it probably will not work out that way, I'm sorry to say. So don't get your hopes up. Let's go ahead and clear this area out. I'm just trying to get as much stamina as possible. This is one of the reasons increasing your population is nice, by the way, since we should have a lot of resource generation. We should be able to generate a lot of stamina as long as we can continue providing our services. I'm going to get another tavern just to make sure that morale stays nice and high. Now we're going to go ahead and start moving in for some kills. Now, since we... fighter strength? I'm just going to take the authority. I need it right now. Since we have the soldier, we might be able to just kill this group out pretty much outright. So with any luck, that's just an instant flanking attack, so killing them's pretty easy. Let's go ahead and explore up in this direction. There's another pop. Again, population is getting unhappy. Let's go for an improvised kitchen and a house. Done. Authority increases the more we explore. Now I want to come down over this direction because right over here I know there are some zombies that we can easily taunt while we clear this area out. Let's explore up over here, then here, and I think if we can clear out this area and then this infestation, that should finish it. But look at our impatience. Oh, nope, there's more right here. I'm sorry. But look at that. Our impatience is already starting to kick in. This is what I'm talking about. It's really, really rough. You are constantly working against the clock. If you can find a way to get in there quickly, it's fine. But if you can't, well, I'm so sorry. You're just straight out dead. So you need a lot of early game stamina, just a lot of it. Anyway, that takes care of this, so that's clear. If we can just finish off these zombies, they keep sending in more. More technology would help with this right now. I do need to get some water. If I can store up for enough technology, sure, but we technically don't need it. I just need to finish off the zombies that are here. And they are putting up one heck of a fight right now. Like, really, they are putting up a fight. Holy crud, what's going on? Why are you guys fighting so effectively? They just keep spawning more. Oh, good lord. We might lose this fighter if we're not very careful. There we go. Okay, we're fine. It just got a little uncomfortably close. So knowing what the next objectives are going to be, I'm going to go ahead and get myself another lumberyard since we'll need to stack up 12 food. I have enough storage to do that. We also will need to have population level 8. Let's go ahead and queue up 2 additional houses, get some extra storage there, get a lot of extra storage for our fuel. And we should be able to finish all of this off. I just need to deal with this infestation. If we can clear this out quickly, we're fine. The flanking attack certainly has made this easier. Then I can go for a cleanse. We have enough stamina to do that. Finish it off. Come over here. You get over here. One last zombie. Look at that. Look at that authority drop. We're already down to authority low. This is what I'm talking about. It's freaking rough, dude. All right, we finished it. Zombies are gone. Now we just need to stockpile wood, which we already were doing. To speed it along, let's go for another scavenge. We're going for population 8. So at this point, we've got everything I need. I just need to make sure that people are happy enough that they don't ruin my authority and end my game. That's it. That's all we need to worry about. Now, I've spent a lot of wood to do all of that. That's fine. That's fine. We're scavenging for a reason. We'll get more. We'll get 4 more. I just need to get these buildings up. I'm watching that authority trickle down, and it's making me upset. I'm not liking it. All right, there we go. Another objective done. Get the population, and we win. That's it. We just have to get into positive morale so our population starts to grow again, which is now happening. And there we go. We're going to win. Okay. Little bit of a rough scenario, not going to lie. And I can't say that I figured out a much better strategy because I feel like you ought to be able to move faster than I am. But it's a really delicate balancing act. This on Mega Brutal 5 would be incredibly unpleasant. But there we go. We did get our 8 population. We finished the scenario. I got 4 stars. I say that's pretty decent all in all. But holy crap, if anyone has a better strategy and approach, I would absolutely be all ears. I would love to hear it. Anyway, that's a rough one. Thank you all very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. If so, I would ask you to hit that like button, leave a comment, subscribe, make sure you hit that notify bell, and I will see you guys next time.